Gary Simon from howtodesignyour.com, and in this video tutorial we're going to take a look at how to design an emoticon. And for those that don't know, an emoticon is basically an emotional icon, and they're used for different chats and forums, and they substitute the common colon and parentheses and all those different ways to subject different feelings of emotion and just replace them instead of showing text using icons. Most people know what it is, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. So let's go to File, New, and we'll just start with 600 by 500. Make sure everything's even here. Hit OK. And just double click that, maximize it, and make sure your layers window is available. And that's the only one we really need for this tutorial, so if you have any other panels up here, you can just close them out. Alright, so first thing we're going to do here, maybe just to help frame things a little bit more, we're going to give it a background. So we're going to create a new layer and hit OK. Use the gradient tool and change the foreground color to maybe a highlighter color here. Hit OK. And then while holding Shift, just drag up, and there you go. Alright. Now we're going to create these emoticons, and by doing that, the first step is let's left click, drag out, hold on the rectangle tool, and choose the ellipse tool. And then hold Shift, drag out. Alright. And let's go back to the move tool here, just center them. Somewhere in the center right here, we'll just put them right there. And then let's go ahead and double click the right side of that layer. Let's move this down. Let's give it a stroke. Change the stroke to let's say 6. Change the color to white. Hit OK. Then we're going to give it an inner glow, and we're going to change the blend mode to normal. Change this color here to, first let's eyedropper the middle portion. Let's just make it maybe slightly darker. Hit OK. And then change the size to around there. And then let's give it an inner shadow. Change the blend mode to normal. Change the color to something a little bit lighter. So first, select that. Hit OK. And let's change the distance here. And let's just experiment more with the color. Alright, and hit OK. Now we can just begin designing the first actual face, and we'll just do a smiley one. Actually, we'll do a blink. And usually to activate a blink, let's get a darker color here. Let's get a dark blue or so. The text tool selected. A blink is basically just a semicolon and that. And that brings up, that will bring this specific icon up here. So let's just hide that layer. And let's take the zoom tool, left click, drag, and so it's real good and close up to us. And let's select the pen tool. First, change the foreground color. Let's make it, we can leave it right there. Hit OK, just a dark blue. Okay, with the pen tool selected, we can let's create the first eye here. Left click and drag. Then hold Alt, left click once on that point. Same thing, left click, Alt while held. Same thing there, hold Alt, left click. Here's like the actual pupil part. Alt, left click, and finish it up and just drag it right there. Alright, so then we can create another one right here. And this will be the eye that's actually doing the winking. And hold Alt, left click, and just drag it out back to the first one. So there's only 2 points. Alright, now take the magnifying glass, right click, go to actual pixels, and that's what we have so far. So now we can create an actual mouth. Zoom back up with the magnifying glass. And we'll have like the little cheek thing here. And have the mouth going down. And like a kind of like a big wide open smiley type mouth. Hold shift while you're doing this bottom point. And then just select right around here. Hold Alt, left click, and then drag out. Alt, left click, put one right here, and then end right there. Alright. Now let's also select, let's switch these foregrounds right here, these colors. Change this one to very, very white. Hit OK. And then let's make the center of this mouth white. So, Alt, left click, and just kind of line out the bottom, you know, where the mouth would be. Alright. Then we can give, if you want, you can add a nose. So switch back to this color. Maybe just a real simple nose. And then right click, actual pixels. And there we go. That can be the first emoticon if you want. And let's add a little bit more to it. We can make it glossy and make it shine. So let's go back to the pen tool. Choose white as the foreground color. Give a white streak right here. Alt, left click, and then go back to the initial one and drag out. Maybe add one over here. Just drag out. Alt, left click. And then let's create a new layer. Hit OK. And then let's take the brush tool. Change the brush. Make sure the hardness is 0. Change the diameter down quite a bit. Actually, down more. Alright, first let's go back to actual pixels. Let's take the brush tool again, and let's just click, make sure white's selected. Click right here, and then maybe right here. And let's make it a little bit larger here in the diameter. Alright, and that kind of gives it a little bit of a shine. Let's create a new layer. Hit OK. Now let's CTRL-Z that. Let's change the hardness here. Change the diameter down just a tad bit. Maybe right here. And I'm going to fix this, don't worry. Change the diameter down a lot more. And then right here. And then let's change the opacity here. That way it kind of gives a reflective point, as if this is a piece of glass right here. Alright, so then that's the first icon essentially, and then it's just a matter of taking all these layers. Here, let's delete this one first. Right click, delete layer. Let's take all these layers, hold shift, make sure they're all selected, go to new group from layers, and then hit OK. Then we can move this thing around. Then what we can do is right click, duplicate group, hit OK. And then we have a second one. Then we can expand this group, and we can delete the facial features here. Now we could just leave the nose, but we could hide this, and that, and yeah, we can hide the nose as well. Or you